A very good morning and good evening to all my friends. You are watching Extreme Excel Solutions YouTube channel. So in series of our reports, we are again presenting a report which will convert your raw information to report. Okay, so for example, in this daily report of a company, we get the data in this format. That for first instance, when the date and time are this, we have few parameters like these, and the values are listed here. And then at second instance, when we noted it after 15 seconds, there is a gap between these two. Okay, and the values are these. And then we checked it after every 15 seconds, and we have a record of a few records, let's say 55 currently. So we analyze this report full day, but to scroll down over and again is very hard to read. So I want to have this data in one line, not everything, but for one record, which you can see here as a block. I want to see all the parameters in one line, and then in second line I should have all the parameters of second block. Okay, so that will be easy to understand, it will be easy to see, and it will definitely give me more liberty to draw or plot curves and then analyze it beautifully. So for that, first of all, I need to convert that information to a tabular format. Okay, so I'll be writing code for it. So let's create a sub Extreme Excel, and let's make it smaller. Okay, so I want everything on sheet 2. This is my sheet 2, which is currently blank. Okay, so what all I need to do is I need these headers in the first row, or this is a one-time job, so I can do it manually. Let's say I paste it over here. So I will go to paste special, values, not even values, everything, because we'll copy the format as well, and I'll just transpose it. So I got 4 parameters here, and the rest of 5 were there, and rest 4 are here. So I'll again do paste special and the transpose. Now I get all the headers. I just need the information below it one by one. Okay, so let's see all the calculations which we require in this conversion. So we can see here that our data begins with third row. Okay, so for these conversions, you need to play with numbers. You need to tell your program that my data will be in this particular row, and the data of this row should go in this cell, and data of this row, this column should go to that particular column. So all these need to be calculated, right? So let's see how we can convert numbers of sheet 1 to numbers of sheet 2. Okay, so for example, if I'm talking about C3, that means third row, third column. This value should fit into second row, first column of sheet 2, right? Similarly, this tracer doors should go in row 2 and column 2. Okay, so we'll be seeing all the calculations behind it. So first of all, we have 5 parameters in one column, and then remaining 4 in second column. Okay, that means I will be repeating something for these 5 columns first, and then I'll be writing another loop which will work on a separate block. Okay, so let's first count the number of loops we require. So one loop will be loop is, if you are not aware of loops, so I'll tell you that loop is for repeating your set of statements over and again, which have something common or something identical, and you can actually control it through counters or some conditions. So we have different set of loops. You can use for loop, while when, or do while, and we have others as well, do until. Okay, so let's see what are we going to use here. The first one is, let's say I want to convert first block and I converted it successfully, then I will be using same logic for second, third, and all the blocks. If I have 55, so I'll be repeating the same steps for all the 55 blocks. So the main loop will be repeating, the set of statements will be repeating for all the blocks. That means we have a main loop, okay, and I'm going to write it that for I, let's take I as a counter, and equals 1 to 55, because I have 55 blocks. So I'm adding next of it. Everything will come inside it. Okay. Everything which I write for a particular block will come inside it, and which is not related to a block will come outside the loop. So now when I is 1, that means I'm talking about first block. When I is 2, that means I'll be talking about second block. Okay. So let's take a case of I equals 1. When I is 1, okay, then what do I need to do? I need to find the same number, the value of I in column A. Once I find it, I will be picking value of same row but third column, okay, and I'll be pasting it at the active row of sheet 2. Okay, then I'll calculate its offset by one row, and I'll pick it and I'll paste it offset by one column. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, in column A, of which sheet? You're working on sheet 1. The date is in sheet 1. So in sheet 1, column A, you are going to find, you tell what you are going to find. So we are going to find the value I, which is a counter. So when I is 1, that means I'm talking about first block, and I'm going to find I itself. So I'll be finding 1 in column A, so that I can get the actual row from where my data starts. Okay, and then search direction is very important to specify this parameter, because it defines whether you are searching from top to bottom or bottom to top if you have taken column. Okay, so I'll be using Excel next for top to bottom search, and once it finds it, if I use a row function, it will give you the row number where it finds that value. Okay, so that means you get the row number here. Okay, so I can call it as active row. Okay, so we got the row number from where we need to pick the data, and once we find it, okay, we will be finding the last available row in sheet 2 to paste the information. Okay, so the last available row can be calculated on sheet 2. Let's call it as last row, LR, equals sheet 2 dot, will be using same logic which we have used here to find something. So I'm copying it and pasting it over here. So in column A, instead of finding I here, I'm finding any text. So I'm using asterisk, and instead of searching from top to bottom, I'm searching from bottom to top. Now the reason for searching from bottom to top is, let's say if I have some values here, okay, and if I have one blank cell here, okay, so if I search from top to bottom, the uh, uh, the first text will be in A1, and it will give you wrong value because this is not the last cell which is having data. But if I search from bottom to top, so the first text is present in row 10. Okay, so you'll be adding 1 to it to get the last available row. Okay, so let's go back to the sheet. So I've used Excel previous in column A. So I have the last row now. What all I need to do is I need to copy data from sheet 1 and paste into sheet 2. So sheet 1 dot. Now sheet 1 dot cells row index is active row which you have calculated here. Okay, and column index is, first of all we'll be talking about these 5 values. Okay, so column index is what? Third column. Okay, this value should go into sheet 2 dot cells last row comma we need to add 1 here because last row last available row will be the cell having text plus 1. Okay, so I'll be adding 1 here once I complete it. So LR comma column index should be 1 because date will come in first column there. Okay, dot value equals. Okay, so here I'm adding 1. Now let's see if we have done it correctly so far. So I'm running it and let's see what happens. So it copied all the date and time. You can see we have 55 records, 56 because first row is having your headers. Okay, so far we have successfully taken out date and time. Now we need to think of other fields as well. So if we look at the date and time, we need to repeat the same thing for all these 5 cells. The difference would be in the row number. So instead of repeating, writing in the, you can also write each statement over and again here, that I want to perform on this plus 1 and then this. I'm not here. In second column I can take value of active row plus 1 and then active row plus 2 and then active row plus 3, and these values should go into third column and fourth column, and the fifth value should go here in fifth column, and which comes from active row plus 4. So what I've done here is active row is was this. Okay, so active row comma 3, this value went in first second row first column. Okay, and then active row plus 1, which means this value. Okay, this value is going to second row second column. So if I show you, so we get all the 5 values here. Okay, but we won't be doing it like this because you are actually repeating the same statement over and again 5 times. Now think if you have 100 parameters here in one row for each block, you won't be writing all these statements over and again. So you should write a loop for such kind of blocks. So I'm using an internal loop which says that for x equals 1, 2, 5, because I have 5 set of statements, and what I'm repeating is this statement. I'm putting a next over here just to eliminate remaining 4 statements, and the x will play its role here. You can see the column number is changing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here also 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when x is 1, in that case we want 1 here. When x is 2, we want 2 here, so we can replace it by x. Okay, and when x is 1, we are going to add 0 to it. When x is 2, we are going to add 1 to it. When x is 3, we are going to add 2 to it, so on and so forth. So that means plus x minus 1. Okay, and we can now delete these 4 statements. Now if we run it again, it'll do the same thing. Okay, so the pH values were coming as 9. Let's see why. Let's run it again. All the pH values are coming as 9. The reason is okay, we are getting correct values. The reason is just it is changing it to ceiling value. If you say that you need your number in that number format, then it'll give you correct values. Okay, so now we are done with these 5 values. Now we need to think of remaining 4 values. So again, I'll be putting same logic here. Okay, so I'll copy it, the same block. Okay, now I can also use x, but to avoid any confusion, so I'm using y here. So we have 4 values which you need to pick, and sheet 2 cell LR, comma. Now this value should be pasted in 6th column, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm adding 5 plus y here. Okay, so y is 1, that means 5 plus 1, 6. When y is 2, 5 plus 2, 7. So 6, 7, 8 and 9. This value will go into these columns of sheet 2. Okay, and from where we need to pick this value? Active row. Active row is correct because active row was 3rd row. It is also in same row. We need to add 1 every time to it, but the column number is different. Column number is 6 in this case, not 3. So let's first change the column number. So column number is 6 and active row plus x minus 1. This is correct. Now if I run it, something wrong. It's not copying the information from remaining rows. Let's see why. We must have done some silly mistake. Now to catch these issues, I'm adding a breakpoint here. This is called debugging. So when I run it, and once it reaches to that stage, it goes there. Now the value of y will be 1, and sheet 2 LR 2, 2nd row, 5 plus 1 will be 6. 2nd row 6th column value will be, active row is 3. Okay, and x. Okay, I have used x here. I should use y here because I'm taking y as a counter. So this was a minor mistake. And if I run it again, you will see all the values, but not for the second row, for the first record. Let's see why we are not getting for the first record. Oh, we are getting it. Okay. So this way we have converted our bulk information to a nice looking table, and you can further create your graphs using this data. Now if I go to charts and let's say I want to plot a curve and I want to plot it between date time and dosage. Okay, and if I do it okay, so let's change the source again. Now it is correct. Okay, so what you can do here is you can plot your curves, and when tomorrow you'll be having different set of data, what all you need to do is the plot will remain as it is. Okay, it will be refreshed whenever you get a new set of data here in sheet 2. You just need to click a button which we can add from here, and your data will be here. You just need to paste the next day report here, and once you click this process button, okay, the data will be refreshed in sheet 2 and the plot will automatically get refreshed. So if we run it, you will get the data here and the plot will be drawn accordingly, and that's it. So we will be bringing more sessions on to discuss more about reports and to make them more beautiful and interactive as well. Okay, so keep watching our channel, and please subscribe to our channel as well to get more updates of our videos. Goodbye, see ya.